Hey guys, it's Alexa. Sorry for the interruption, but before we get into this week's episode, I'm delighted to share that a sponsor for this week's episode is Pop 2. Pop 2 is a free music trivia game where the goal is to guess the song the fastest. You can choose different categories like country music, R&B, hip-hop, etc., the list goes on. It's a really fun way to pass the time and to test your music knowledge. For me, personally, I was surprised to hear some of the playlists because the songs really bring me back to my childhood and teenage years. The best part is that you can actually play against your family, friends, strangers all around the world, or even me. All you have to do is search up their username, or mine, it's HDIGH, HDIGH, and you can play against each other. I've been playing against Diane nonstop, and safe to say she needs to brush up on her music knowledge. So, if you want to take a moment for yourself during your day and test your music knowledge, all you have to do is go to the App Store or Google Store and search for Pop 2 to download it. Or you can click the link in the episode's notes. And please make sure to add us, HDIGPod, which again is HDIGHPOD, and Dang Cayenne, DANGKIANE, and let's play together. You never know, I might feature some of y'all in my Instagram stories.
Oh, hello there. This is BM of Card taking over the mic real quick to say thank you. The anticipation for my mindset has been wild. Seriously, the love and support before dropping this, immeasurable. I'm just gonna play a little sneak peek for you guys, and if you guys like it, you can access the entire premium audio collection on getmindset.com. Alright, cue the sauce. So I felt like real small, you know? Me, Big Matthew, I felt like a little ant. So I'm sad because not only can I not support myself financially, but I couldn't see a clear future for myself either. And what I didn't know at the time, because they didn't tell me, my parents were going through hell to send me financial support. I mean, we were in the clothing business, and at the time, they were borrowing money to send it to me because business wasn't going that well. And, you know, being the oldest son and being at an age where I should have my big boy job now, it was very stressful, and I was very sad, and I felt helpless. So one day I ended up going to my CEO, and I basically said I can't do this anymore. You felt a little something, right? Right? If you want to get more exclusives, untold, deep stories of mine, head to getmindset.com. That's GETMINDSET.com. Again, getmindset.com. Let's take on life together.
Did I get here? Huh?
Hi guys, welcome back to HDIGH, How Did I Get Here with me, Alexa, and today we have the lovely Miss Diane on the mic.
Hello.
Yes, it's Diane. Welcome back to How Did I Get Here, where we live our best lives on the internet and come out on the other side knowing more but not feeling that much smarter. This is your second time on the mic with us, Diane. What does that mean?
It means that just because you put information in your brain doesn't mean that you processed it.
We finally found the meaning, lads. That is it.
We did it, lads.
We did it.
Right, babe.
Right, babe?
Right, babe.
Is that all right with you?
All right.
All right.
It's a bit iffy, innit?
Make sure to follow this podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts and leave a review. Also, check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/divepods for the full-length episodes, love. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. We're in for another cheeky episode, aren't we?
Another
Wait,
cheeky
was that
episode.
Australian? What the hell is that? I don't even know what that was. Moving on.
know, Sam, where are you? Okay, so how about right into the meat of today? Is organic food really good for you? Thoughts and opinions?
Is the question, is organic food really good for you? Or is the question, is organic food really that good for you or that better for you?
I think it's more or less the second one. Is like, is it actually better for you than just things that are non-organic? Or
yeah, is it worth going out of your way for that extra markup for the organic
Mhm.
label?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're going to find out We're gonna find out.
Yeah.
We all know that organic foods and vegetables are chemical free and can be more expensive than the non-organic branded items. But does it actually benefit your body and your health?
Yeah. I don't know what the benefits are for like the environment
Right.
to, do agriculture or raise cattle in organic methods. But I guess the question is today is it nutritionally more beneficial for us to be consuming organic rather than non-organic?
Right.
Okay.
So, starting off, are organic foods healthier? Question mark. Two pediatricians break it down. This comes from UC Davis Health.
Davis Health.
UC Davis Health.
Health.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture defines organic as crops that are produced on farms that have not used most synthetic pesticides. Oh, most, not some, okay. Have not used most synthetic pesticides, herbicides, or fertilizer for 3 years before harvesting the food. There needs to be a significant buffer zone to decrease contamination from adjacent farmlands. Farms also have to be free from any genetic engineering, ionizing radiation, or sewage sludge. Yuck. And it relates to livestock. Animals must be fed organic feed, live on organic land, and be raised without routine antibiotics or hormones.
Yeah. You know what? I'll be controversial. I think I'm allergic to sewage sludge.
I mean, that's a little tricky.
I don't need to
Diana.
smell it. I don't need to try it. I already know that my body would reject it.
Yeah.
So I agree. I would rather be without.
I would also rather be with that. What
Yeah.
are your controversial opinions on sewer sludge?
But also, I don't like anyone yucking anyone's yum. The world is a diverse place. You were telling me out of 7 billion people out in the world right now that not one person's like, that sewage sludge, that kind of is laughs though. I don't want to yuck anyone's yum. But for me personally, I only speak for myself always.
Don't want to yuck anyone's yum.
Mm-mm.
Taking that to the bank. All right. Oh, God. Okay. It says, on average, organic foods cost 50% more than their conventionally produced counterparts. This is largely because farmers have to pay close attention to their cultivation practices. However, in big bold-faced text, organic foods are not technically more beneficial in terms of nutrients. You are still getting the same benefits in conventionally grown foods as you are in organic foods.
Yes, and once again, I want to stress we mean strictly in terms of the benefits that the body gets from consuming the food. We're not necessarily yet factoring in whatever moral compass people are following when they purchase food and like the agricultural methods behind
there are
it.
several branches of things we could get into, but this just comes to, is it better for me? Is
this organic carrot gonna make me see like past walls or something? I don't know, versus a non-organic carrot.
Mm-hmm.
It seems so far, no, not necessarily.
And then there's the whole debate of other things with allergies and blah, blah, blah. But we're gonna
Once again, I'm allergic to sewage sludge.
Sewage sludge,
You know,
yes.
sludge.
Sludge.
Love, you've got to try this new thing that
really?
I had back in Essex.
Oh.
It was a place called Sludge.
It's sludge. Sludge.
I actually first saw it in Shoreditch back in London.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know what the cool people hang? It's Shoreditch. Shoreditch is supposed to be like the Brooklyn of London, apparently.
Oh.
Yeah. I think that was maybe like 10 years ago. Never mind. Ignore everything I said.
So moving past the sludge, common non-organic additions to agriculture growth are apparently sex steroids like estrogen may be given to cattle to increase meat yield, making production more efficient for farmers. However, the sex steroid levels are extremely low. Treated and untreated cattle have about the same level of sex steroids. It is possible that when combined with other sex steroids, certain people can be susceptible to harm. Because I know, don't they pump chickens full of that to like...
Yeah, and that's like the whole like
more?
humane factor behind it. People don't believe that you should be pumping a bunch of outside hormones into meat and stuff.
Yep.
So I totally get why people, would have a problem with that for sure. So things like that make something not organic. Right. And then moving on to the next one. Antibiotics can also be used to promote growth in livestock. They are similar to those used in humans, but are not meant to treat health issues. This use of antibiotics increases the development of drug-resistant bacteria, which can be transmitted to humans, making it harder to treat infections. this is kind of triggering to something that we're all kind of dealing with in the world lately. Yep. But, you know, that's like the thing about bacteria. There's some bacteria that is resistant to hand sanitizer.
Right.
Because over time, they've learned to, like, the bacteria that do survive are the ones that, you know,
there's that 1%
get to live
and
reproduce other bacteria that is resistant to, rubbing alcohol or whatever. So that's fun.
There's always that 1%. Yeah, you can't forget. There's always that like 1% or the 0.1%.
Yeah. Because when we say we're learning and we're growing, bacteria said that's what I'm doing. I'm learning and I'm growing.
Right. But it is understandable that if you have certain morals that don't align with these kind of additions to livestock, then organic is perhaps the best way to go for you, which, you know, could definitely be agreed upon.
Yes.
For example, what non-organic produce has more or less pesticides? Fresh avocado, avocados, avocados, cantaloupe, pineapple, broccoli, cabbage, and corn have low levels of pesticides, so there's really no need to buy organic, which is great because I love me some avocado.
Yeah. So once again, no real need to buy organic versions of the following produce if your concern is what pesticides could do to your body, is apparently what they're saying.
In contrast, this is unfortunate. Strawberries, spinach, grapes, apples, tomatoes, and celery have high levels of pesticide residues. If you want to get the most bang for your buck on produce, frozen veggies can be cheaper than fresh, and they are very similar in quality.
That's a bummer.
That is a bummer, especially because it's strawberry season right now. Like,
well, I think this is based on U.S. Also, obviously, standards and practices are so different all around the world. Right. We can't speak on all of them, but I believe that these articles are all referencing practices in the States. And the States, okay, I'm keeping an eye on you.
Questions, a little suspicious.
I'm keeping an eye on you. You know, I think everyone should do your own research if this is something very important to you about what goes in your body and how things are produced on farmland. So hopefully, maybe just even hearing a little bit of this as we're skimming through will inspire you to look deeper into it, right?
I mean, find out about your local agriculture. And like local, I don't know, like maybe local farmers markets that might be selling fresh produce and stuff. Just find out what you can about those. See what they do. See if maybe that's better than going to the grocery store.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's like all these new age like young farmers, like a new trend of young farmers, especially in California. And my friend has a crush on one of them. And so she literally tuned into his Zoom, like talk about how he like grows produce and stuff on his like farm, and he decided to take over farmland to specifically grow produce that is used in traditional Chinese food. Yeah, so it's actually really cool. And so he like harvests it, and he like makes deals, I think, with like local Chinese restaurants and stuff to have fresh.
That's nice though.
Yeah.
Okay.
So things like that, like look into it. It's really cool. You know, there's maybe there's like another food revolution happening. I don't know.
Food revolution?
Is that a thing?
Yes.
Okay.
I guess food revolution, yes. Yes. So hopping into, is organic food better than you? Better for you.
Organic food is better than me.
Than me, I'm sorry.
Less pesticides.
No super sludge.
Less sludge that I hate and I don't like in my body.
Allergies, man.
Yeah. Once again, I'm allergic. If it wasn't for the fact that I was allergic,
that's the other question.
You know, that sludge.
Okay. All right. So, is organic food better for you? From WebMD. Ah, yes, trusty WebMD. Many experts say there's not enough evidence to prove any real advantage to eating organic foods. There's really very limited information in people on actual health outcomes with consumption of these products, says David Klirfeld, PhD, chairman of the Department of Nutrition and Food Science at Wayne State University in Detroit. We don't know enough to say that one is better than the other. And I feel like that's the baseline for today.
Yeah, I think I would take when people say there's not enough evidence, I wouldn't take that to heart, because not enough evidence just means that there just hasn't been enough studies.
Right.
So it's not saying just because there's no evidence or not enough, it just means that we don't know, right? So it's not yes or no, right or wrong. So maybe, hopefully, you know, we can have more studies done so that we can know, right, for a significant outcome. I love statistics, you know?
Because there could be studies going on right now, but we just don't know about it yet. So,
yeah.
I mean...
Or it might feel like people aren't interested enough on the outcomes of these results because things like this have to be funded, right?
Right.
And so it has to be funded by an entity that has stakes in the results.
An entity.
So... I'm not saying people, you know, are influenced by lobbyists or blah, blah, blah. Well, that's a whole field of politics we don't need to get into. But I'm just saying, once again, do research into things that are important to you. We're only just sharing with you what we found so far on our own.
Exactly.
Okay.
Which leads us into, even so, the amount of man-made pesticide residues found in conventional foods is still well below the level that the Environmental Protection Agency has deemed unsafe. That's good. The real issue is whether the small doses over years and decades might add up to an increased health risk down the line. Ooh. Basically, everything just was going to snowball and you're going to see how things go that way. But, oh, dang. That's something I never thought about, actually.
Really? I think about it all the time.
Really?
Yeah. I think, like, long-term health effects and stuff, it's, like, stuff, little things that added up over time. Even, like, if you have, like, chronic back pain.
Yes.
You know, sometimes, of course, it's just like one big incident where you like dislocated your disc.
Right.
But sometimes it's just bad habit of your posture, the way you walk all the time. And it slowly over time, it deteriorates, you know, your health in that way.
True.
So I think about this all the time. I think about like the quality of air that I breathe every day.
That, yes.
Like, sure, I feel okay. I can still climb a set of stairs. But how is that going to affect me, you know, 10 years down the line?
I do think about that one.
Yeah.
Just not the food. Because sewer sludge, come at me. Like,
sludge is bad for you right away. So I
mean what kind of sludge though? Is it the organic kind, the gluten-free kind? Like,
is this sludge pumped with hormones?
Is there steroids in my sludge? Tune in next week. Man-made pesticides aren't the only threats to food safety. There's also the question of natural toxins. Very true. Produced by the plants themselves. In this area? I don't know. In this arena, conventional foods may actually have the advantage. Y'all, I mean, you like cashews? The plants are actually toxic.
Huh?
Yeah, cashews. The plants are actually toxic as well as the... what's the alternative to sugar? That's
like Splenda and stuff like that. Those,
but the plant agave. The plant you can break out in like hives from the plant and everything.
Agave?
Yeah, if it's not harvested correctly. Like, I mean, I don't know about the edible parts, but the plant itself, it can make you break out in hives and a rash. It can be deadly.
The root of potatoes can kill you.
Yes.
Did y'all know that?
The gamja roots can kill you.
I look at every potato at the supermarket with suspicion only. I rub her down bald before I even try to consume her.
Dang.
Because I learned that in middle school and it stayed with me. You know, certain things you learn hurt you in the heart and then it stays with you. Learning that potatoes, if you eat the root, could kill you.
Yep.
Hurt me.
Because it's like, all I am is potatoes. So I don't know what to do with this information.
Yeah, all this time. And I know they try their best to take off the root for you. But I don't know, maybe like one bit of it like fell into the skin or something.
But how much of the root, if consumed and digested, will kill you?
Let me know the long-term effects over time in a study.
I'll find out for you, no worries. Okay. If you don't hear back from me, you know what's up.
Promise me in 20 years you'll text me saying, I'm good.
I'm good, yep.
Okay.
Just ate some potato stump. The last little tidbit we're going to touch on is whether the issue is bad bacteria or pesticide residues. Experts agree that the best way to safeguard yourself is to thoroughly rinse all fruits and vegetables under running water. You could even wash items with inedible skins like melons and citrus fruits because cutting the rind with a knife can bring contaminants inside. I thought everybody did this.
You would be so surprised.
Do people not wash like the outside?
People don't cook, and then so when they like try, not me saying cutting fruit is cooking, but
I was like, I can do that.
But you know, some people just didn't learn, or they didn't think it through.
Hey guys, it's AleXa. Sorry for the interruption, but before we get into the second half of this week's episode, I'm delighted to share that a sponsor for this week's episode is Song Pop 2. Song Pop 2 is a free music trivia game where the goal is to guess the song the fastest. You can choose different categories like country music, R&B, hip-hop, etc., etc. The list goes on. It's a really fun way to pass the time and to test your music knowledge. For me, personally, I was surprised to hear some of the playlists because the songs really bring me back to my childhood and teenage years. The best part is that you can actually play against your family, friends, strangers all around the world, or even me. All you have to do is search up their username, or mine. It's HDIGH, HDIGH, and you can play against each other. I've been playing against Diane nonstop, and safe to say she needs to brush up on her music knowledge. So, if you want to take a moment for yourself during your day and test your music knowledge, all you have to do is go to the App Store or Google Store and search for Song Pop 2 to download it. Or you can click the link in the episode's notes. And please make sure to add us, HDIGH, which again is HDIGH, and Dang Cayenne, DANGKIANE, and let's play together. You never know, I might feature some of y'all in my Instagram stories.
I saw a lady on TikTok washing her fruit and produce with dish soap in the sink.
Oh, no.
I was like, ma'am.
No. Y'all, I mean, there's right and wrong ways to do things, but...
Yeah, there are soaps that are, like, friendly for fruits and vegetables, but I don't know, like, how much more effective that is. Maybe it's a different episode, but if you're, really paranoid about that kind of stuff, I think there are products that will maybe help you have a better peace of mind.
Right. I mean, specifically with inedible skins, yeah. I mean, it's like when you go to the doctor and you get like an injection. Of course, they clean down your skin first. They don't want to push any bacteria that was on the outside inside.
Okay, y'all ever been to a Korean sauna? Not lately, but in life? You know that te?
What's the English word for this?
Wicka wicka wow.
Wicka wicka wow.
What do DJs and ajumas at a sauna have in common? Just. Okay, well, just clean your food. Look into where your food comes from and how it was made to navigate your choices.
Agreed.
Great.
Great. So with that, we're going to hop into a little song break. And the song we are going to bring you today is...
me singing "Oh Happy Days" from Sister Act 2.
Correct.
Oh,
take it away, Diane.
Happy days. But I'm shy in the beginning, remember? And you give me confidence.
Right.
When you go la 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 la
La la la la la.
and I hit the Ariana note like ah! Okay, done. That was the song break.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you for accepting that.
Okay, well, on the topic of food revolution, we're gonna hop into "Revolution" by me, AleXa. Yes, that was a great song.
I heard it right now.
Thank you.
And I loved it.
I just hit the mic. All right.
I watched your dance practice for it, I think.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. It was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. I didn't know all my dancers were going to wear black that day. So I was like, oh, well, I blend in minus the hair. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I was like, this looks like the most coordinated swarm of ants I've ever seen.
Thank you. That's basically what my choreo is, a coordinated swarm of ants.
Yeah. It was beautiful. I was like blown away. I was like, this is just practice. That's crazy. Y'all should look it up. Her dance practices are wild.
Thank you, Diane.
You said musical theater, and I believe you.
Thank you, Diane. Thank you.
All right.
Without further ado, I think I've said that like 20 times, but I'm just going to keep saying it. We're going to hop into some questions that come from y'all directly. This is always a very fun and exciting segment of the show. This comes from the small one and co. I could not read that.
Oh my God, you.
The Smallone.
Oh my God.
The Smallone.
I was like, this is the most interesting Italian name I've ever seen in my life.
The Smallone. Sylvester
No.
Smallone.
Okay.
The small one and co. They ask, what do you do when you like a close friend and they don't know? How do you tell them? How do you keep things not awkward? What if they don't like you back? How would you deal with that? How do you tell your crush you like them?
I just never did.
Oh,
and
really?
I am the sad woman you see before today.
Stop,
No, I'm
Diane,
kidding.
please.
I'm kidding.
Oh, no. Wait, you really... So, like, even just growing up, even, like, when you're, like, I don't know, 13 or so, you never had, like, a close friend that you were like, oh, I think maybe...
No, I had crushes, but this is a question about how to 고백, like how to confess to the friend that you have a crush on them.
Yes.
Right? I wasn't the type. I just waited.
Someone likes me, tell me.
Genuinely, I waited. Every time. And it weirdly happened.
Oh,
but
dang.
were you the type to be like very open if you like had feelings for someone?
I mean,
when you're younger, a child.
When I was younger, I mean, I'm gonna hop into like, I don't know, middle school, high school. Like one of my best dude friends, we were friends for like a while. And then I think it was like sophomore year of high school. I was like, I'm done holding these feelings inside because I'm someone that if I like someone, they're never gonna know until I die. But I had liked this dude for like 4 years. But like we were just really good dude bros. And so when I went ahead and told him, and then he was like, oh, like I don't feel the same way. And it was just like, do not perceive me.
You're like, no, me too. What the heck?
And I was
so
joking,
crazy.
man.
So much in common. Yeah. I don't like me either right now.
Basically. But like I think I avoided him for like a week or so after. Not because he made things awkward, but I just, I needed to take a step back for myself.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you like your close friend and you're trying to figure out how to like confess to them, I mean, think about it. How long have you been friends without any problems? And then, if you get along as friends, there's no shame in asking, hey, what if we like leveled up?
I think depending on the age and like
that's true.
tone,
that's true.
You can be actually really like casual about it.
Right.
It doesn't have to be this like, hey, we need to talk. I think it generally, because like I've had situations where like my guy friends to the girl they liked would be just like, if they were being really helpful with something, they'd be like, man, we should just date. And like it's like a way, like that's
I've
a way
never seen
to
anyone that casual.
Oh, I've seen it. It happened to me once. It was very just like, it's just like, like you and I should go out sometime. And then I'm like, what?
He's like, what? My God, what?
I'm like,
But okay.
But it kind of throws it out there so that it's making them feel like this doesn't have to be a big thing.
Right. But it's an option.
It doesn't have to be this like, oh, like you don't have to, because like the response can just be kind of like, and if they brush it off, you kind of know.
Right.
But if they're like, what? Then you know, versus being like this big serious sit down and then they have to be like, I'm going to list to you every reason why I don't like you. Because that kind of happens sometimes when you're like so serious and having a big discussion about it.
I guess.
I don't know. Maybe I'm being too flighty about it.
I don't know. Shoot your shot.
Yeah, you'll graduate someday.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Shoot your shot, because if you don't shoot it, then you're going to keep thinking about it, and then you're going to not sleep at night.
Yeah, and there's so many people, like, even though it might not be like, I feel like some people are like, well, I want them to know they like me on their own. Like, I don't want to convince them to like me. But honestly, it happens like that a lot where, like, someone is just very straightforward about their feelings. And yes, that person's not there yet. But once they realize that's an option, they, like, open up their mind to it. And it's just as sincere. Anyway.
No harm, no foul.
Look at me being a dating guru.
Oh, Diane. The D in Diane stands for dating guru. Diane.
But it's like the Korean K, like Kang, like Kuru.
Ka.
DK. Anyway.
This next question comes from the Jiggy J. And they ask, I don't know if this is the best question for me or both, but things you should do before you're 25. I'm turning 25 this year, so I mean.
I am over 25.
So
I am deep-seated in a beanbag of being in my late 20s. I don't know where I was going with that. I feel it too. I feel in my late 20s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everything hurts.
I mean...
Everything hurts and everything's uncomfortable.
Okay.
Right? You feel low-key gross every day.
Come on, John Mulaney, stand up. Yeah. Let's go.
Oh. Monkey man. Monkey man. That joke was for Denise watching. Okay, so how about this? What's something you're glad you did by the time you're 25 or approaching 25?
Took a step forward in my career.
Yeah.
Basically established it. Because, I mean, some people do start later in life, which is no shame, do at your own pace. But for me, I'm glad that I got my stuff figured out before I was 25.
Yeah.
So.
Just really, like, committing to it, too, right? It's one thing to know what you really want to do or what you want to try. And it's a whole other thing to actually, like, go 100%. Risk it all.
Risk it for the biscuit.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Things you should do before 25. I think I always say travel. Right now, obviously not quite an option. But if it is an option in the near future, I think you should be traveling all through life. But I think before your mid-20s is when you'll have more time for it. And honestly, the energy for it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, traveling when you're older, you're in bed so fast. You won't see the city that you're in.
You just want to sleep.
Yeah.
You just want to sleep.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I looked up this really nice cafe for me to sit in. Oh, I found this really nice beach to sit at.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, I heard of this really great bookstore I can sit
I can't wait to travel across the world to sit down.
Yeah. When I touch ground, I will touch ground and stay on the ground.
We're not going to touch grass, just touching the ground. That's all.
But yeah, I think for me, travel is one of the number one things. You'll meet people, you'll see different ways of life, and you'll just like open your worldview, and it'll make you a more interesting person so that you can apply it to whatever you do long term in your adult life.
Yeah. I think that,
And then you should really follow this podcast and every single episode and comment on it. Follow youtube.com/AleXa360. Is that what it is?
Oh, yes.
Okay, not me being a fan.
Oh, Diane.
Hi.
The A in Diane stands for Alexa fan. Oh
yeah, there is an A in my name. Okay, well, take us out of here.
Okay, so yes, make sure you send us your suggestions with hashtag HDIGH for what the next topic should be for episodes. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at The Dive Studios, youtube.com/Dive Studios or /Dive Pods for full-length episodes. And also at TikTok, which is at The Dive Studios. And make sure you follow this podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Leave a review. Tell us some nice comments. Thank you, Diane, for being on mic today.
Yeah, thank you for not feeding me sludge.
Oh, you're welcome. She has an allergy.
You'd be surprised. No.
Okay, bye, guys.
Goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, did you enjoy that episode?
If you did, you can always listen to the full episodes on Spotify or Apple Podcasts.
And also, do not forget to subscribe and follow this channel. Also, turn on notifications.